Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 114. If you did not know, today is me and Easton's 2-year anniversary of the podcast. 114 episodes later. 2 years ago was episode 1. We've come a long way.
Yeah, if you listen to that episode 1, which I think you still can. I think it's still on SoundCloud. I mean, I never took it down.
The first, how many episodes are on SoundCloud?
Like 12?
I don't think it's that many. I think it's only like 6 or 7, yeah.
You only get 10 hours of listening.
Yeah, and our episodes were like 35, 40 minutes. So, yeah, probably like 7 episodes.
Yeah, have you ever listened to SoundCloud High Tempo Podcast? Shout out you.
Shout out you. And also, I don't know how you did because it was really
horrible.
tough.
It was bad. I would have turned it off.
Wasn't very good.
And I honestly, I was really hoping you forgot it was the 2-year anniversary because I was gonna say it.
I was definitely not gonna.
And
forget.
you were gonna. I was hoping you'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe I forgot our anniversary." Like funny, but
yeah,
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't funny. Of course, I remembered.
Of course, you remembered.
Yeah, it's a 2-year anniversary. We don't have anything special planned though. Today is actually probably one of the more basic episodes ever.
It's got it, yeah.
Because usually our Wednesday episodes are pretty, they're the same.
Routine.
We have a news, do college football, then we talk about weekly picks and review, and then we have like an NBA list to do. Mm-hmm. Today we're doing exactly that, but scratch the NBA list because we got to go watch the Pistons.
We are hella busy.
Yeah,
and we are squeezing this episode.
We're squeezing this in, but we got to get it out. It's weekly picks.
We have to.
Like what? We're just gonna skip over weekly picks?
I guess. I mean, let's just toss it in the trash. No, we're not. That'd be a draw of a week. We're not doing that.
So if you're listening right now, go wish us a happy 2-year anniversary. You don't have to actually wish us one, but a good anniversary gift would be to go hit that download button on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Or also subscribe on YouTube, like, comment. Go check out our TikTok.
Yeah, follow us on everything.
Continuing to just put out bangers on TikTok. Got another one over 100,000 today.
Did you hear? I'm a casual NBA fan.
Really?
Yeah, according to the comments, according to the Eastern Conference, I'm pretty damn casual.
You're casual.
It was the Eastern Conference ones. They were
but the Western, no, you ain't no casual.
No, I know. I watched
I just posted
Western
our awards
hoops a lot.
I just posted our awards one. It's probably not going to load right now, but yeah. So we're still putting out bangers on TikTok. There probably won't be any TikTok content out of today's episode, unless like
player of the week.
Maybe we can do that. But
the player of the weeks, we probably have the same guy.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I pulled off a crazy trade today in Dynasty League. Got Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I traded Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon for McCaffrey and Amari Cooper. And then I traded Henry Ruggs too.
So you gave up nothing?
I mean, that's not nothing. But,
I mean, Nick Chubb's hurt. Joe Mixon sucks.
Yeah, but Chubb will be back next week. McCaffrey's going to be out.
Hurt.
He's out for at least 3 weeks.
I forgot McCaffrey's hurt.
So it kind of, because it hurts my team because I'm in a win now mode, and I trade a lot of my depth with Mixon because my running backs were Chubb, Mixon, Jonathan Taylor, and Cordero Patterson. So like super loaded at running back. Kind of just lost some of that, but
I mean, you still got Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I still got Taylor. I tried doing Cordero instead of Mixon, but
that ain't gonna fly.
So
I saw a meteor last night.
Oh yeah,
dude, it was the craziest thing I've ever. Have you ever seen a meteor? Mm-hmm. How? Like, how was I? Like, me and Jake were sitting outside, and we were like,
usually they know when one's like gonna happen, so you can kind of like plan for it.
Yeah, there were like apparently it was a meteor shower, and like me and Jake had no idea. We just happened to be outside. And all of a sudden, it's daylight. And we're like, huh? And there's just a giant thing in the sky.
I wish I would have seen that.
It was nuts. Cool, and it was unreal. And we got to finish the Warriors game, which like I didn't plan on doing because it's so late, dude. Yeah. Western Conference games suck to watch.
I know, they do. It kind of sucks, especially like now that I'm living at home, too. So cause now I have to drive home. It's not like just just go to bed as soon as you want to. Like, I guess we can go right into that topic.
Let's talk about NBA opening day in general.
Yeah, that's what what I meant. Yeah, so NBA started yesterday, Tuesday. We had a couple games. The first one was Milwaukee versus the Brooklyn Nets, and this was a pretty fun game.
Yeah. Do we want to start earlier in the day?
Well, I was saying we're going to go through the games, and then we'll talk about the news topics. Yeah, because I was planning on getting to those.
Yep.
But Milwaukee Brooklyn was a very fun game. Giannis just was dominant from the jump.
He's the MVP, and it's like it didn't even. I know it's first game, so I'm gonna overreact, but he literally looked unstoppable. Like he looked unguardable. Best defender on the floor, best offensive player on the floor. Like offensive in terms of like most dominant, not literally.
Yeah.
But holy moly, did Giannis. If freaking Kevin Durant, I guess Kevin Durant's a bad example of a guy who can stop Giannis. But I don't see anybody stopping this guy.
Right. The Bucks were a little banged up. No Dante DiVincenzo. There was another injury. No Bobby Portis, I don't think. I don't think he played neither.
Yeah.
And then Drew Holiday gets hurt during the game too. So hopefully I don't think it'll be too serious for him. But Brooklyn, on the other hand, obviously no Kyrie Irving. But other than that, I mean, they kind of just got out to a slow start. We're playing from behind most of the game. KD did turn up in the second half, but Milwaukee ended up pulling away, getting the dub. Patty Mills went off for the Nets, and then Pat Connaughton went off for the Bucks. Both of the Pats getting buckets. So
yeah, what part of Parker's bat didn't hit? Harden double, and then Durant ended up getting 30. I think that was it. I think it was just Harden double. That was the one we were like, at least that was the one.
That was the one that I was like, I don't know, dude, because that's hard. Because like I said, he's gonna get close to it, but I mean, he ended up with like 28 and 8, I think.
I can't believe we bet on. Me and Parker were sitting there, and we're like, I was like, Parker's like, do I do Brook Lopez threes? I was like, you know what happens when we do that. Like, it never works out for us.
I don't like when you do bets on threes because the game you watch will be the game that they get won.
Facts. And, like, that's what we, Parker bet on, like, the Brook Lopez 2 threes. And I was like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I really hope he hits these. Because we've had multiple times where we've been watching the Bucks, and he won't hit a 3. And he's known for it. It's all horrible.
I had LaMarcus Aldridge in fantasy. Dude got me like 4 fantasy points. I don't even know. I don't think he scored.
No,
he had like 2 rebounds, and that was it.
How is LaMarcus Aldridge not scoring? That's the weirdest. Yeah, that's probably the first time.
I mean, that's his first game post. I don't even know what you'd call it. Post forced retirement, I guess.
He had a problem, right?
Yeah, it was an internal some organ. Yeah, I think it was a heart thing, but I don't really know. But yeah, he's back, but he didn't look the greatest. The Nets' big man rotation. Claxton did look pretty good, I will say. Nicholas Claxton.
I think Blake looked good.
Blake, honestly, this sounds really weird. Blake is one of the best dudes in the league at guarding Giannis. Like it's like in that playoff series last year. Blake low-key, like he didn't clamp Giannis.
He's just strong.
He's just kind of good at, and he's not. Blake ain't known as a good defender, but he's kind of good at guarding Giannis.
Yeah, and it's not like Giannis has any like crazy moves he's gonna pull out on you. He's not gonna cross you.
Blake is good at taking charges. He's got the nice flop that he'll do for.
Yeah, he does.
Blake had that nice play where Durant threw him a lob too. Like it was nice to see. He
slammed the one over top of some dude off the putback. He missed it, and he was. But I was like, whoa, Blake. It is nuts to watch Blake be so athletic again. It's like he was never not athletic.
Right.
It's like if you just skip.
I mean,
the
definitely
period
not
Pistons,
prime. Like he ain't pulling out no Clippers type dunks.
But like he's now dunking on people again, like attempting to. And it's just like if you just take away the Pistons period of his career, he never wasn't athletic. But
even though the best year of his career was in Detroit.
Facts.
Maybe
he was like
probably not, but I mean statistically probably.
Wasn't he like third team all? I always say this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then, but yeah, obviously no Kyrie Irving for Brooklyn. They clearly do need Kyrie Irving. I mean, obviously this duo is great. They did play against the reigning champs though, so like it's not don't be worried if you're Brooklyn, but you'd like to have Kyrie Irving back. Even though Patty Mills did the job, but Patty Mills is the perfect guy to come off the bench and do that. So we'll see. Brooklyn is a team that's just going to be testing out different rotations and stuff all year because they don't have like a solidified role players. They just have a bunch of guys like Javon Carter. He got a good amount of minutes. DeAndre Bembry.
Bruce Brown didn't even play.
Brown really didn't play till the end of the game, which is pretty surprising. James Johnson had a good amount of run, and he really tried to go full like Kobe mode, bro. Every time he got the ball, he was trying to do some crazy move. It's like that is not why you are out there.
You're out there to fight.
You're out there just be intimidating. But yeah, then Milwaukee ends up winning this game. Kevin Durant did end up having like 30, but it wasn't enough. Do you have anybody in fantasy in that game or not?
I had staff in the next game.
Yeah, so Lakers, Warriors. This game was pretty good. I watched till like halftime, I think.
It
might have been like mid-second quarter.
Yeah.
LeBron
the game was
went
pretty
off.
boring.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it started off boring because Steph really wasn't going off. So
he
like
never really did.
Yeah. I mean, he did have a triple-double, but like
he shot 5
it was a very quiet
21.
triple-double. Yeah, he didn't shoot the ball well. But LeBron and AD both went off. Each had 30-some points. But Russell Westbrook kind of struggled. Not really kind of. He did struggle in his first game, like 8 points, 5 and 4. But the Warriors, with like you said, Steph shooting 5 of 21, beat the Lakers, who had Anthony Davis and LeBron combined for like almost 70 points. So it was pretty wild. It shows how deep the Warriors can be this year.
We were watching it because me and Jay, I went to bed the same time you did. I guess I might have waited till halftime. But I went downstairs. We came back up and we were watching it the fourth quarter, and the Warriors were running an offensive clinic on LA, like doing whatever they wanted, San Antonio Spurs style. Nemanja Bjelica,
yeah, bro, he had a good game,
balling.
Yeah,
like he torched LA. Steph was fun to watch as always.
Jordan Poole had a 20-piece too.
Jake's new favorite player, Juan Toscano. He's like, dude, that dude's been putting in work. Did you see how many minutes Moses Moody played?
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
right?
And like obviously James and Jonathan Kuminga are both hurt. But I'm really curious, like, where do they find their minutes? Like, Bjelica is too good.
The Warriors are a beat-up team right now, injury-wise, too. So, yeah, Bjelica, I mean, if he plays that well, Kuminga don't get minutes.
No, absolutely not, because
Draymond and Bjelica. Or Toscano Anderson don't. But he's like a backbone of the Warriors type guy. So, he kind of has to at least get some run. So maybe, I mean, we'll see how long Kuminga's out. I really don't know the status on.
It looked like they're both preparing to come back.
I figured they'd both be back soon, because if they weren't, we would probably know about it. Like I didn't even know they were both out.
Me either until I was watching.
Kevon Looney,
baller.
He really didn't play much, even though he started. He played like 10 or 15 minutes.
He's still a monster.
Yeah. But for the Lakers side, they were all both of these teams really had a lot of guys not play, whether it's injuries or not. But DeAndre Jordan was the starting center. That kind of surprised me. I really thought AD would start with Melo in the front court there. But DeAndre Jordan really didn't play much, even though he started. No Wayne Ellington, so they had Kent Bazemore start at the 2, which is, I don't know. I think Ellington has to be their starting 2. I think they need. I mean, he didn't play. I mean, he's out though.
Bazemore looked good though.
He didn't look bad. I mean, but Ellington is a much better shooter than Bazemore. But Kent Bazemore does play defense. Honestly, he ain't bad.
Kent Bazemore's kind of cold.
He's kind of cold, but he's not what the Warriors need.
No.
Because he's more of a, like, shoot it, like, not catch and shoot. Like, I'm going to catch it and then make a sidestep move. Like, no, you need to sit in the corner and shoot.
Damian Lee looked really good for the Warriors.
Yeah, Damian Lee had a really good game, too.
He looked damn good.
Yeah, that's another guy that's just going to get minutes over. I mean, he played like 30 minutes, I think.
Every single player that played for the Warriors, and my dad mentions this to me. My dad's like, yeah, I watched the second half of that game. What?
Why is he up that late?
Why are you up that late, Corey? And he was like, dude, every player on the Warriors, you couldn't tell when their starters were off the floor. He's like, Steph would go off the floor, and it was the Jordan Poole show, and he was balling. And my dad was like, he looked awesome.
Eventually, Clay has to come back, too, so... This is nice.
Deep.
It's nice for the Warriors because it really can test who their true role players are going to be going into the postseason and just later in the year.
Or it's just going to cause a lot of problems because everybody plays good.
Yeah, true.
Like maybe
Yeah, but that's never a problem.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Everybody plays good. That means you just play your veterans. Sorry, rookies, you're going to sit for now.
But you have 3 top 10 picks on your, or I guess.
Yeah, I mean lottery picks. Yeah,
lottery picks.
2 top 7
that
picks,
might not play.
Wiseman, I think for sure will.
I
hope.
hope.
The other 2, I mean, Kuminga will probably will, but Moody, I could see him really not getting too much run this year just because they are pretty deep at that wing spot. We're forgetting Otto Porter Jr. He didn't play much in this game. I figured he would be getting like 30-plus minutes, but this is a good game. Tonight, though, is a real slate of games. There's like 11 games tonight. The Detroit Pistons kick off their year tonight against the Chicago Bulls. I'm super excited. No Cade Cunningham, but I got Sadiq in fantasy, so I'm hoping for 5 threes out of him. I don't know. I'm so excited to see the Pistons play. I got
Jeremy Grant and Beef Stew in fantasy, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty
dirty. And did you see who I picked up off the waiver wire?
Who?
Evan Mobley.
Really?
He was just sitting there.
No one drafted him?
Nobody drafted this guy?
Really? I picked up because I dropped Aldridge. I was like, for sure. I'm picking up somebody who's playing today. Aaron Gordon was just chilling, and how is he that low? He didn't even get drafted. I mean, no Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon's at least going to get like 15, 8, and like 2 steals, right?
Why does Jakob Poeltl go so high, but Aaron Gordon doesn't get drafted?
Probably because he's a starting set. I mean, yeah, but Aaron Gordon is a starting 4 too.
And he's way better than Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah, it's just for stats, I guess. Like Jakob Poeltl's going to get at least 10 and 10 with a block or two.
I'm sorry for any Jakob Poeltl fans because they are out there. Like people, I saw a list like after we made our most improved player award list.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
People were like, "Dude, you guys are like people are sleeping on Jakob Poeltl this year, huh?" I never slept on that
Thad
guy.
Young there. Like,
I've never slept on him.
So yeah, is there anything else from these games though that you want to talk about? I mean,
yeah. ESPN. I'm so done. I was in the barbershop today getting my hair cut, and I can only like the words are so quiet when the clippers are by your ear, so I can just read the words. But like across the bottom, all it says is Westbrook, and then later, it just says, "Can this Westbrook situation even work in LA?" Dude, come on, like, oh my gosh,
their first game, like. I mean, it's just how the Lakers are, though. I mean, it's just expected. Like I said, if you play for the LA Lakers and you have one game where you play poor,
trade him.
You are the worst player ever. Need to be traded. You might as well get cut.
Yeah.
Like,
and dude,
doesn't matter who you are. It could be LeBron. LeBron could go out and have 12 points in their next game. Should the Lakers consider trading LeBron? Literally, that's what they'll talk. That's how bad TV is, bro.
It's so bad. And then Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams they're the most annoying guy. What?
Adam Schefter shares the latest on the possibility of Deshaun Watson being traded to the Dolphins as soon as this week. Huh? It's not like breaking news or anything, but
who has him in fantasy?
I mean, we don't have the same. We're not in fantasy.
I know. But like, we need to go pick him up.
I drafted him in my regular league, and then I cut him. Yeah, I need to pick him up.
And like, I can't. It's just.
It's not gonna load right now. I'll do it after. We gotta do this.
Oh, and I'm 6th in the waiver wire.
Shit. Well, it's not waivers right now. You can just add anybody right now.
Yeah, facts. And I know Seth and Jack are sitting there.
But I don't know who I would drop.
Seth and Jack have already picked up Deshaun Watson. Oh, I'm so mad.
Anyways, we'll talk about that if anything else happens from that. But yeah, tonight there's a bunch of games. I'm super excited. We probably won't do a second podcast this week. We'll probably just do one next Wednesday again. So next Wednesday we'll have more games and we'll have a week of NBA to kind of discuss stuff. Yeah. But let's talk about the news topics from earlier yesterday as well. Let's not start off with Ben Simmons because let's talk about Marvin Bagley first.
I'm so excited to talk about Marvin Bagley.
I'm not.
Me either.
Marvin Bagley, I just want to say, too, remember last year when whoever was the Kings GM, I don't know if it was Divac or whoever it was, tried to get, it was Bagley for Sadiq Bey straight up, that swap.
It's the most wild thing I've ever heard.
Do you remember that, though?
I don't remember.
Really? This. It was like in the middle of the year. It might have been towards the trade deadline. The Kings offered Bagley for Sadiq straight up. And I remember at the time I was like, dude, do we like low key consider that? And it was before Sadiq it was like right when he started to play good. But now like if they offered that right now, I'm like, hell no.
You guys are idiots.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Pretty much what happened with Marvin Bagley is the Kings came out and said they literally like posted something
before the game.
Yeah,
like a few hours.
Well, they didn't play yesterday.
Oh yeah,
but
right.
They posted something. I don't know if it was posted or not, but they just put out a statement that was like, we are not gonna play Marvin Bagley, or like it's not even that, but it's just like he just isn't good enough to make the rotation. Pretty much, they said like he's not going to play to start the year. We'll see if he progresses. So the Kings are not gonna play him. Bagley's had a really weird career in Sacramento because he's never played over like 40 games in a season. Always been injured, and he like publicly said he wants out of Sacramento last year. His family trashed the Kings, and yet he's still on the Kings. So really weird situation going on with him.
And like apparently his agent put out like this thing. It was like a case study about how bad the management was in Sacramento, and it's like, yeah, we've all been watching for the past 25 years.
You don't need to put out a case study.
We know.
We've noticed.
It's bad.
Have they made the playoffs in the last like
since 2000
years?
Like since the year 2000 have they made playoffs? Probably not.
They made it, yeah. They have the longest playoff drought. I think
they made it in like 03.
I think it's 17 or 18 years.
Yeah, I think they made it in like 03, 04.
But the Kings are in a weird spot with Bagley because now this is like, you could still trade Bagley.
Package Buddy Hield and Bagley
before
together.
This, but now he's got no trade value now.
None.
I mean,
he's not playing.
He's going into restricted free agency this offseason. So whoever gets him is going to have to decide, all right, are we going to want to pay this guy or what? So do you really even want to give something up if you're another team for Bagley and his baggage?
Facts. Like, what if he comes to your organization and plays really well? Well, you could have just picked him up in free agency instead.
Maybe a team that's like rebuilding, like, I don't know, maybe the Pistons. No, I'm just kidding. The Orlando Magic, maybe, like.
But even them, it's just like.
But, like, you don't have to trade much to get him, I think. I mean, the
guess.
Kings probably will take a rotational guy. Like, I don't even, like, maybe.
Terrence Ross,
I was going to say T. Ross, but he's making, like, 20 mil. Bagley's making, like, 5, so.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know if that would work. But I think the Magic have, like, Etuan Moore. That would be good enough, bro.
He still plays in the league?
Yeah, because I'm doing a Magic rebuild, and he's in my reserves.
Dude, Etuan Moore is a baller. He's so much fun to play with in 2K.
But yeah, this Bagley situation is really weird. Maybe like the Spurs, I guess. The Spurs
could use
pretty
him.
rebuilding
they've got
team.
Jakob but
yeah, but I mean,
that was the complete joke.
Yeah, they don't need Bagley at that point. They still have Thaddeus Young. Yeah, maybe the Kings.
I mean, they need
trying,
backups.
I mean, the Kings are all a rebuilding team too, but they
don't
need to get rid of Bagley. Yeah, like clearly they need to get rid of him.
Get rid of Hield and Bagley together. Do it right now.
You could, but I don't think a team that's taken on Bagley would want to take on Hield too.
Facts.
So
Facts. You're right.
It's
You
probably
want
two separate
yeah.
trades.
Yeah, those are two.
Or
separate
just
trades.
keep Hield. I mean, he's
why though? You've got Davion and Tyrese.
But just play him at the 3.
I guess, but you're.
I don't know but that's the thing. He hates coming off the bench.
And like,
but he's the best when he comes. It makes sense for him to come off the bench.
That is a rough. I mean, I guess Davion
Not really.
and De'Aaron are fine.
I mean, you start
or Tyrese.
Tyrese,
They're both. Yeah, all three of those dudes.
De'Aaron, Tyrese, Buddy, HB, Rashawn Holmes.
Yeah, Buddy is the only bad defender.
Yeah, like Harrison Barnes will hold his own. Tyrese and De'Aaron will hold their own. Yeah,
they're fine. Davion's gonna clamp everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. He'll come off the bench and play clamps. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening though. But I would expect Bagley to get traded. I mean, literally for a bag of chips at some point. Like a team might as well take a flyer on.
Hey, we'll give you $300K. Give them to us.
Next, the guy that we've talked about a bajillion times this offseason.
I'm so sick of it.
Ben Simmons. Even more has happened. I quit saying we're going to stop talking about him because we will continue to talk about him because crazier shit keeps happening with him. Ben Simmons, if you did not know, last time we talked about him, he was out of nowhere.
Back in Philly.
Back with the team, just like nothing ever happened. Back with the Sixers, and he's been practicing with them, and then literally we did not know if he was going to play in their game tonight as of, Monday?
Yeah.
And I drafted him in fantasy. I want to put that out there.
Yep.
Really regret it. Because I've been really trying to...
You do?
I've been really trying to trade him.
And nobody wants him.
Well, I mean, actually, we knew about the practice thing. No, we knew about that
Tuesday.
after the draft.
It was opening day.
Yeah. When did we do the draft? Monday?
Monday night.
Yeah, so I'm
the only thing we knew about was him not putting his hand in the middle and walking off the court.
I didn't expect him to play Wednesday or anything, but I just figured that he would eventually play.
But my favorite thing was it came up across my phone, and it was Twitter, and it was from Shams, I think. Or maybe it was Woj. It was definitely from Woj.
Yeah.
And it said, do not expect a speedy resolution to the Ben Simmons situation. And I was like, good one, Kyle. Nice pick up.
But yeah, pretty much Ben Simmons in practice, Doc Rivers asked him to do a defensive drill, and he said no. And then he asked him again, and then he said no. And Doc said, all right, well, you might as well leave. And they said Simmons dropped the ball and left.
And did you hear about where he went? I don't know if this was a joke or not.
I don't even
want to say it. If you didn't see it, it's probably not real.
It's probably not real.
But it sounded really
just
real.
Say it.
It was like he was seen 2 hours later in a strip club.
There's no way.
And throwing bands.
Dude, there's no way that's real.
I don't know. It sounds like something Ben Simmons would do.
Isn't he dating one of the... Oh, wait, no, I don't think so.
I have no idea.
No, Booker's dating Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's no way that's real.
Yeah, and then Joel Embiid in the press conference after just straight up comes out and says, I do not care about that man.
Yeah.
He does whatever he wants.
And he said, we're tired of babysitting beds. Literally, you just were at practice with this guy.
And just going
And also, he, is probably going to be at practice the next day. Just because he got kicked out of practice doesn't mean he ain't going to be there.
Yeah, he's still
anymore.
on your team.
Yeah. But they suspended him for tonight's game. I expect that suspension to be extended.
Does he sit at the game? Is he even going to be there?
No, right? I don't think
he doesn't even go.
I don't know. Because if he's suspended, you can't. Because if you're suspended from a game in high school, you can't go.
You can't go sit in dress clothes?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah, if you get suspended and
you can't travel.
You can't go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But
I've never had that issue.
Me either. That's also high school, though.
Yeah,
so,
not the NBA.
We'll see what happens. I doubt Simmons will be at the game. I really doubt it.
Yeah, not after a suspension. What player would want to go to a game where he got suspended?
Especially, like, it's different if it's a suspension for, like, Harden-type suspension where you were at the strip club type thing, or if it's, like, everyone hates you.
Is the game in Philly tonight?
That's what I don't know.
Because he won't go if it's in Philly.
I'm a check, but
there's no shot. He'll get booed.
And if it's on the road,
hard.
there's no way he goes because he probably won't travel with the team.
Yeah. Do you think
literally no one likes him?
Do you think the first game that he's at Philly, in the arena, it's just 48 minutes of booing?
I really feel like he's not gonna show up in Philly ever. They play in New Orleans tonight, so
New Orleans doesn't care.
Yeah.
They're not they're not a hostile crowd.
They're just gonna be pissed about Zion. Anyway.
They're just mad about
But
Zion.
Simmons, I saw something today that Shams tweeted, or Shams was on the Pat McAfee show, and he said that Simmons is willing to do anything to get out of Philly, which is no shit. But also, what do you mean by that,
Pause.
Simmons?
What you mean by that?
Oh, you mean anything? That's probably what Daryl Morey's saying.
Anything. That changes things.
But we'll see. Ben Simmons, as a guy, we'll probably be talking about next episode. But I got him in fantasy, so I'm hoping this trade, let's go. Send him to Sacramento. Bagley, he needs out. Bagley, Hield, and Barnes.
That works.
Bagley, Hield, and Barnes for Simmons. Bam.
Do it. Boom. You're not getting those. Aren't role players, Daryl Morey. Those are superstars.
Those are all stars.
Just take
Harrison Barnes breakout year. All right, let's talk
as
about.
If he hasn't. That wasn't 10 years ago.
I know. Let's talk about college football. This past weekend was kind of a not crazy one. Number 2 Iowa. They had coming off a huge win. Just gets murked by Purdue.
Huh?
So they fall from 2 to 11. They fall all the way out of the top 10.
Purdue was horrible.
After Bama falls from 1 to 5, losing there against unranked team. So yeah, just
bias.
Big Ten sucks, I guess.
Yeah, straight bias.
The new top 10 though, Georgia is still at number 1. Cincinnati is up to number 2, which is weird because Cincinnati's gonna win out. So
yeah, they have to make the playoff.
They probably are gonna make the playoff.
They can't miss it,
which is really weird because a non-Power 5 school
first ever.
Technically Notre Dame, but they don't count.
Western was the closest, and then UCF.
And yeah, exactly. But neither of those teams did. Coastal Carolina last year too, they went undefeated, but they weren't even close.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati, we'll see. Oklahoma is number 3 after Spencer Rattler was benched again last week.
Still don't get that. Miss over my head. I don't get how your starting quarterback can be benched and you're still number 3. I guess they don't lose.
I mean, their backup is probably better than their starter.
They're not losing, I guess.
They haven't lost, but they also haven't won
big
convincingly. Yeah, they will lose at some point. I don't expect. I really don't expect them to be here at the end of the year. But it'd be kind of funny. Bama moves up to number 4 from 5. Ohio State is now in the top 5. Michigan leapfrogs Penn State. They are up to number 6. Penn State is at 7. Oklahoma State leaps up to number 8. They are still undefeated. So Oklahoma State.
Go OSU, baby.
And then Michigan State leapfrogs Oregon up to number 9 in the country. Oregon's at number 10.
After a close one.
After a close one against Indiana, a scary game. I didn't watch any of it, but I'm happy I didn't because I probably would have just got mad. So
yeah, but that's fine. I mean, a close game against Indiana is not a big deal.
Yeah, but it's
just scary.
It was a sloppy game. Yeah, that was a trap game for sure. Going into a bye. So, and Michigan's in a huge trap game this weekend.
Michigan's the biggest trap. I mean, they've got State next week.
State next week, and that's all the talk has been because it's noon kickoff. That's been the talk for the last few days. Oh, yeah, awful time.
Yeah, why did they not get college game?
I think it's to control. Well, also, State has had 2 night games this year, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. But also, I think it's to control the tailgates, actually.
Probably.
Because
it's going to be
but it's okay, but you're saying Michigan State, we got to control the tailgate.
Ohio State,
but Ohio State, Penn State, you're going to have no tailgates.
Well, they're not Michigan State. They're just not as good.
I mean, it is a big rivalry still, but yeah, obviously it's not
cool.
in state battle or anything. But this weekend, Michigan takes on Northwestern.
Trap game.
I don't really know any other big games though that are going on.
Me either. It's literally all I've been thinking about is this bye week and what's going to come from it. And I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Jim just prepared for Michigan State, for Michigan State. And I'm not hating on him because I would have done the same thing. But I'm just really worried about Northwestern.
Yeah, I mean Northwestern ain't bad. I mean,
no.
State beat them week 1, but teams change as the year go on.
It's also week 1. Yeah.
Northwestern beat Rutgers last week pretty handedly, like 24-7, I think. And Rutgers, I mean, went to OT with Michigan. So we'll see what ends up happening. This game is in Is it at home or is it in Northwestern?
I'm not sure.
I really don't know either. But playing in Northwestern is not very easy.
Where is Northwestern?
It is like Milwaukee. It's either Wisconsin or it's Chicago.
Interesting. I don't think it's Chicago.
It's Wisconsin, I think. I don't know if it's in Milwaukee though, but it might be like. Ooh, I don't know. I want to look it up now.
I think there's a University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Yeah, there is, but that's why I don't. It might be like Duluth or wait, no, Duluth is Minnesota.
Madison,
maybe?
It
could be. It could be Madison.
That's where Wisconsin is. Wisconsin's in Madison, right?
Wisconsin is in Madison. Yeah, Northwestern football is in. It is in Illinois, so it's not in Chicago, but it's in Evanston, Illinois.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Oh yeah, Evanston.
Oh. Should have known.
But college football, Michigan State's on a bye, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's move on to week 6 talk. I got to get to the old notebook because this notebook was filled up. Now I got a new one. Kind of sucks.
There were papers ripped out of that one, though.
Yeah, there clearly was, but I also, I have to use this one because it has our old picks in it, so it kind of sucks having to use it. But let's talk about week 6, the picks. There's only 14 games this week. It was our first week of buys. And, I mean, we didn't have crazy good weeks or anything. I went 7 for 14, about half.
Yep,
exactly half. I got 7 for 14. Easton, however, also goes 7 for 14.
Shot, dude.
Back-to-back ties. It was weird because when I was like going through them, I got a lot of the top games right. And I was like, and then you... but I didn't do much at the end. You got like a lot of the top games wrong, so I was like, "Oh, dude, I got this in the bag."
And all of a sudden,
I was like, "Oh, crap!" So we tied 7-7. Let's take a look at our tiebreaker games.
I don't want to. You've won every tiebreaker.
Thursday night football.
Stop
Tampa
smiling.
Bay, Philly. We both picked Tampa Bay. That's a safe one. I'm gonna skip over this one. Sunday night football was Seattle, Pittsburgh. We both picked the Seahawks, and they both lost, so that didn't matter.
They both lost?
Monday Night Football, Buffalo, Tennessee. They both lost. We both picked the Bills. They lost, didn't matter. So we head overseas to London.
Dude, I hate relying
I think
on
the
London.
London game was... Oh, wait, no, it wasn't last time. We head overseas to London for the tiebreaker game. The worst game of the year, Miami-Jacksonville. I picked Miami, and Easton picked Jacksonville to get their first dub of the year. So we are now tied 3-3 through 6 weeks of weekly picks.
We do a good job at keeping the weekly picks entertaining. We're not intentionally doing this. I would love to blow you out of the water.
Yeah, same. I had that 1 week this year where I won big, and that was pretty much it.
I would love to go win 15-3 against you by week 18.
Oh, trust me, I would also like to do that.
It's annoying that we're so close.
But last week, a couple. I guess we don't have to go through every game. We'll kind of just highlight the big ones. Yeah, Jacksonville, they got their first win. Kansas City bounces back, beating the Washington football team. The Rams kill the Giants, and somebody got hurt. I think Daniel Jones got hurt. No, because I'm starting him this week. Yeah, because I had Herbert on bye.
I don't know. TB dominated.
Yeah, he dominated in their game. Indianapolis Colts kill the Texans. The Bengals-Lions game, happy I didn't catch this one. Battle of the Cats.
I avoided it at this point. I was in GB.
And it kind of sucks because most Lions games have been close this year.
And then we get blown out by freaking Cincinnati.
And they killed us.
It wasn't even close.
I was really happy. This was one of the games I was like, maybe we should go to this game. It'd be fun.
Nope.
We didn't. I'm good on no more Lions games for the year.
Oh,
I mean, obviously we got to go to Pittsburgh.
I don't plan on going to another Lions game without going to other than the Pittsburgh game, which we're gonna lose.
But dude, I'm okay. I'm low-key kind of cool if we lose because if we win and we're in Pittsburgh,
we might get whooped.
We might get our shit beat. I'm willing to get we won. It's like cool.
But
the
dude,
Lions
if we leave, we're gonna be like those two dudes at the Detroit game. We smoking on that Big Ben, Pat.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Me either.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Me too. I'll just walk happily.
Green Bay beat Chicago in a rivalry game. The Chargers-Ravens game was supposed to be this all big-time game. We both picked the Chargers. Ravens murdered the Chargers.
Not even close.
And Lamar didn't even have a crazy good game. They just ran the hell out of the ball. All 3 of their backs got touchdowns. So that was a big win for Baltimore.
There were, 3 or 4 overtime games this week? 3?
There was
At least 3.
At least 3, yeah. Arizona, Cleveland, another game that was supposed to be really good. Arizona just kills Cleveland, but no Nick Chubb. Baker is out because they played Thursday night this week, so no Baker.
That Baker injury was
Kareem Hunt got
scary.
hurt too.
That was
in this game. Yeah, Chubb was before the game. He was out.
Kareem
Hunt gets hurt during this game. So I got Demetric Felton in fantasy. Hopefully he gets a lot of run. Mm-hmm. Who's their other back? DeErnest Williams.
Isn't there Khalil Herbert?
DeErnest Johnson.
I thought it was Khalil Herbert.
Nah, he's Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
It's either DeErnest Williams or DeErnest Johnson. He's their other guy in
Say
Cleveland.
their name again.
It's Ernest with a D apostrophe in front of it.
DeErnest.
Isn't that how you would say that? DeErnest?
That's how I would guess.
I think that's
DeErnest.
And then, Dallas, New England, that game went to OT, right? Yeah, the crazy CD touchdown. That was a really good game. The Raiders beat the Broncos. That sucks. And then Sunday Night Football, Geno Smith and the Seahawks. I only watched the first half of this game. In the first half, Seahawks looked so bad. But they ended up coming back, and it went to overtime, didn't it?
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh ended up winning. Did somebody get hurt in that game? No, Juju's already out.
I can't believe Pittsburgh won that football game. I can't believe it.
And then Monday night, Buffalo, Tennessee. Bills supposed to get a big win. Derrick Henry says nope.
Yeah, I turned off the TV or I didn't turn it off. I went downstairs because Jack
played 2K.
Jack has Derrick Henry, and I traded him Derrick Henry, and we were playing, and it just kept getting worse.
I was in my family league. I was up about like 15 points going into that Monday night game, and I had Derrick Henry, but I was going against Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, and Julio Jones. So I was projected to lose.
Yep.
And I ended up getting the dub because I think Knox got a touchdown, but he got hurt, so he ended up missing the rest of the game. Julio really didn't do nothing. Josh Allen had a poor game.
Julio got hurt again, right?
I don't remember.
Julio did get hurt, yeah, because I remember.
Oh, yeah, he did. You're right. But Josh Allen didn't do nothing, then Henry went off. So I won when I really wasn't supposed to, so that was pretty nice.
That's dope. Shout out you.
Yeah, I know. Week 6, player of the week, though. Who you got?
It's Derrick Henry. This dude was unbelievable. Only 146 rushing yards. I say only because it's Derrick Henry. But 3 TDs, and he had 2 catches.
And only 20 carries, too. I mean, Henry's a guy that, an Ignite like this, should be getting 27, 28 carries.
Absolutely. But he dominated. He is unbelievable. Fastest a man his size ran in like 5 years.
I was going to go with Kyler Murray because they got a huge win over the Browns, kind of manhandled them, and they're still undefeated. But it's Derrick Henry, a game that the Titans weren't supposed to win, and it was kind of a must-win because they would have fell to 3-3, and the Bills would have been – I mean, the Bills were – a lot of people regard them as the best team in the league before this game. So I'm going with Derrick Henry for player of the week as well. Let's hop into weekly picks for this week.
Weekly picks, it's the weekly picks. It's the high tempo weekly NFL picks.
Weekly picks for this week. Not many games this week. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Would it be an odd amount of games?
Hold on.
There's 6 teams on bye. So I think that would make sense.
Yeah, that means there's 26
that makes
teams.
Sense. Yeah. 6 teams on bye this week. If you do not play fantasy football,
you don't care.
You don't care. But if you do, man, you're hurting. Buffalo, Dallas, Jacksonville, LA Chargers, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh all on bye. A lot of big-time fantasy players.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I don't have Matt. I have Dalvin Cook. That's like the only one I have.
In my regular league, all I have is Mike Williams, which is really nice. In my dynasty league, I have Herbert and...
Is it your family league that you're just like 7 dudes?
Herbert and Dalton Schultz. And then in my family league, though, I had to drop like quality. I had to drop Damian Williams, and I had to drop Zach Moss.
Huh?
Both on bye. Well, Damian Williams got COVID.
You couldn't figure out a trade with your cousin?
No, I had to just I had to just bite the bullet.
Huh? It's tough.
Yeah, it's 6 dudes on bye, including my QB.
Yeah, so. I guess I've got Dalton and Dalvin.
But it's honestly not that bad. Because now I'm really not going to have another like bad bye week for the rest of the year in that league.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you get 1 week of it. It's like, everyone's kind of got at least one good player out. So imagine not having nobody on bye this week.
Yeah, I mean, well, only having Dalvin's not bad.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's still your star running back.
Yeah, but
it's a good bye week for him, though, because it lets him get healthy.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And then Gibson, I don't even know if he's going to play. I had to pick up J.D. McKissick.
He's
bad.
on waivers for you guys?
He was this week.
I was going to say, he went off last week.
Yeah, he had 19.
And Gibson probably isn't going to play this week. So.
Yeah, and boom, J.D. McKissick.
Yeah, and also I have Gibson in my family league,
that makes my starting running backs Chuba Hubbard and J.D. McKissick. Both backups.
Well, Chuba's going to...
Yeah.
Out,
but that's on both normally backups, except their stars are hurt.
So let's hop into weekly picks. We only have 3 primetime games this week. There's no London game. So Thursday night football, we have the 3-3 Denver Broncos heading to Cleveland to take on the 3-3 Browns.
I really want Cleveland to come back. Baker Mayfield's hurt, so Case Keenum is probably getting the start. I don't even know who their other back.
They listed him as a starter.
So shout out Case Keenum. I'm rooting for Cleveland in this game.
I'm going with Denver. I think Cleveland has got too many injuries going on. Denver started off 3-0. They've lost 3 straight. They got to win this game with against the banged up Browns, going with the Broncos. Next, we have the 3-3. Another team has started 3-0. The 3-3 Carolina Panthers taking on the 1-5 New York Giants.
Carolina.
Yeah. I'm going with Carolina too. The Giants was a poor pick for NFC East winner. Next, we have the 1-4 New York Jets taking on the 2-4 New England Patriots.
Go Jets. Go. Win the game. Go Jets.
New England looked good last week against Dallas, but I'm going with the Jets too. Fresh off of bye. This is a rival game. I'm going with the Jets.
It's funny, I had no idea they're on bye because they don't have they have one fantasy player in the all of fantasy.
Corey Davis?
Oh, 2, I guess. Michael Carter.
Oh, yeah.
But
Corey Davis, yeah.
I have those 2 dudes.
And I have both of them this week in my family league because that's how desperate. Next, we have the 3-3 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 4-2 Tennessee Titans. This one is a tough one.
Go Titans. I don't see how Kansas City can even think about stopping Derrick Henry. It can't. There's not even a thought process. The Bills couldn't do it. What do you think you're going to do? What is he going to do to you? I don't know. Derrick Henry has 11 touchdowns through 6 games. Right? Yeah, 6 games.
Don't know. Oh, yeah.
11 touchdowns through 6 games. He had 18 total last year. This dude, I mean, there's no way he ends with 25 or 22 like he's projected, but absolutely nuts.
That's a guy you should never trade away in fantasy.
Next. Who'd you pick?
I picked the Chiefs, actually. Yes, Derrick Henry's going to probably have a monster game, but I think that the Chiefs' the Titans' defense also sucks. So I'm going with the Chiefs here. I think this is a big-time game for them because I still think the Chiefs are going to end up making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So they have to get some big wins. I'm going with them here.
Jack, expect a Calvin Ridley, Aaron Rodgers, just freaking Dalvin Cook just for Derrick Henry back. I just want him back. I'm so sad.
Imagine you trade for him back, he gets hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Sucks.
He's just bad.
Next, we have the 2-4 Washington football team taking on the 5-1 Packers.
I'm picking the Washington football team strictly because I hate the Packers and I have J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson.
I'm going with Green Bay. I don't like picking Green Bay, but man, Washington is pretty bad.
They suck.
Supposed to have a good defense. I think they have a bottom 5 defense this year. Antonio Gibson probably isn't going to play, and
even if he
they
did,
haven't
it
even
doesn't
had
matter.
good. Terry McLaurin really hasn't even been crazy good neither. They don't have much fantasy value. Their defense is bad. I'm going with Green Bay here, but if you get the upset, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have the 2-3 Atlanta Falcons taking on the 1-5 Miami Dolphins.
I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons here. I have Ridley and Pitts in fantasy, and I'm not rooting for the Dolphins. I do not like the Dolphins ever since they drafted a guy named Ryan Tannehill.
That has been a long time. Not next. I have Ridley and Cordero in fantasy, but I'm going with Miami here. Miami really sucks, right? Just lost to Jacksonville.
But that's an Atlanta type of game
That's
to lose.
in Atlanta. That's exactly why I picked Miami. That is the type of game that the Falcons would lose. Coming off a bye, you think, the Falcons they're prepared for this easy game against Miami. Nope, Miami's getting Deshaun Watson this week. So I'm going with Miami.
They better have a scripted first offensive drive where Kyle Pitts gets the ball twice, Calvin Ridley gets it 3 times for the touchdown. I'd love it.
Or Cordero.
No.
Not Pitts.
No.
Next, we have the 4-2 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 5-1 Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore, all of a sudden, has just turned it around and looks very good. Lamar Jackson.
Turned it around?
I guess I didn't mean turn it around. But they almost missed playoffs last year.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like this year. I was like,
No.
Did they start bad?
But like they look. I
get what you're saying. Yeah.
Lamar was in question all of last year, and it was always like, could he get it done? Is he even a real quarterback? He has proven he is the realest of quarterbacks. He is an absolute menace on the field this year. So Baltimore.
He probably is having a better start to this year than he did his MVP year.
Oh
so,
yeah.
If Baltimore continues to be good, I mean, you obviously have to consider him. I'm going with Baltimore too. I went against them last week in a big game and they lost, so I gotta go with them this week. But this is gonna be a fun game because Cincinnati has a really fun offense. So next we have the your very own Detroit Lions, 0-6, head into SoFi Stadium to take on the 5-1 Los Angeles Rams.
Are you gonna be able to watch this whole game?
It's gonna be at 4:25 probably, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna check. It should be. Yeah,
Dude.
especially because it's this low on the list too. It probably is.
You want
if
to talk
it's
about
at 4:25? Yes.
You want to talk about toughest games to watch all year for me, and this is like top of the list. This game, lots of heart in this game. Matt Stafford is
at
literally
4:05. Yeah.
hell yeah. Matt Stafford is literally my favorite football player ever, and like there isn't much of a question for me. He's the only guy I've really watched my whole life and been like amazed, and he's the only guy I've had to defend to everybody I talk to. It feels like not anymore though, because everybody loves Stafford now. But I'm picking the Rams in this game. Go Stafford, beat the Lions, show them how shitty the management was, show them that you're insane. Go off, Matt Stafford.
A lot of talk has been going on in the past week, or just since the Lions' big loss on Sunday about Jared Goff, about everyone trashing Jared Goff. Joik Bell went on a podcast, was going off about Jared Goff. But people, everyone's like Stafford playing against the Lions. It's a great game.
Jared Goof is doing the same thing.
The Jared Goff revenge game. He's going against the LA Rams, the team that sent him away, plus 2 first-round draft picks. You know how much that probably stings? I don't give a crap about Matt Stafford revenge game. I know he's not on the Detroit Lions. I can't root for him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm picking the Rams. There's no way I'm picking. Yeah, like
Jared Goof will throw 3 picks just to Jalen Ramsey.
I have yet to pick. I've yet to pick against the Lions this year, and this is the game that I will, because the Rams are going to murder the Lions.
It's going to be sad.
But I will say, this is the type of game the Lions would win. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is the type of game, like, it's scripted for Stafford, going against the Lions. He's going to have a great game. This is the type of game where Jared Goff throws for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the Lions win.
Do I start him over Stafford? Or Rodgers?
Yes.
Probably.
But it is going to be cool, though, Jared Goff going back to L.A. They're probably going to boo the hell out of him, but...
why? He's going to win him a Super Bowl.
True, yeah. But I'm going with the Rams here over the Lions. I am super excited to watch Stafford play against Detroit again. It's going to be really tough. I bet he's going to get emotional. I can't wait to see him just talk with a lot of his former teammates that are still on the Lions.
I expect the game to be very emotional and probably very chippy. I bet you all of LA wants to kill Detroit.
I bet Jared Goff probably has a
sore spot too.
I mean, I bet he still has a good relationship with a lot of, because pretty much the core of the Rams team is pretty much all guys that he played with. Whereas the Lions, there isn't many guys on the Lions that were here last year, honestly. So, I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, the only important guy that wasn't on those teams is like Todd Gurley, who still isn't there. Oh, I guess Jalen Ramsey wasn't on those teams either.
Yeah, but he played with them last year.
Oh, yeah. You're right. He was on the team last year.
Next, we have the 2-4 Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 4-2 Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm picking the Raiders. I'm kind of low-key like now rooting for the Raiders. Just not like as in like I think it was wrong what happened. It's just like what a shitty spot to be put in as you start off so well in your season and then boom, your coach is awful. An awful person. So shout out Las Vegas. Go Las Vegas.
Yeah, they got a big win last week after, going through everything what's going on. I'm going with the Eagles, though. The Raiders are – I really still am – I don't really like the Raiders. I'm not going to lie. Every time I feel like I've watched every Raiders game this year. I don't like that.
And why?
They're always on. I mean, they've had several primetime games, and when they don't, we're watching them. So mainly because they're usually always on at 4. But – I just hate him watching because I have Darren Waller in 2 leagues, and they just don't pass to him, bro. They pass it to Bryan Edwards and Hunter Renfrow every time.
Dude, are you mad about it?
Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm going with the Eagles here. Next, we have probably the best team in football going against one of the worst teams. The best team, Houston Texans, 1-5. taking on the 6-0 Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona's looked shaky all year, right?
I don't know. Think so.
I don't know if they can beat Houston. I really don't. No, it's Arizona. Arizona's looks damn near unbeatable.
I'm going with the big-time upset. No, I'm just kidding. Arizona.
The biggest upset.
This would be the biggest upset ever. Like, honestly, okay, what would be the bigger upset? Houston beating Arizona or the Lions beating the Rams this week? Probably the Lions beating the Rams, right? Especially because it's, like, against Stafford, too.
And then,
but Houston sucks, bro.
Facts.
Like, I still think Detroit's better than Houston. I really do think that. Sunday night football, or no, never mind. Missing one more. This is going to be a good game, actually.
You're missing two more.
3-3 Chicago Bears taking on the 5-1 Tampa Bay Bucks. Which one did I miss?
You're missing Indy and San Fran after.
That's Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking the other game was Sunday
I'm talking
night.
about before Sunday night.
Gotcha. Miscommunication. I got Tampa Bay in this game. Tom Brady is like back to MVP form, and he's 44. So, unbelievable.
I don't think he ever left MVP form, not going to lie. Even last year, he had times where he was looking like the MVP. Tampa Bay in this game, but I do remember last year the Bears beat Tampa on like Thursday night.
Was it week 2 or week 1?
It was like late because it was remember when the Bears started off really good and then they started to suck.
And they beat Tampa.
And then I think they beat Tampa.
I thought they beat Tampa.
Maybe it was early actually.
I thought it was part of that like unbeaten.
Maybe it was part of that. I don't remember, but the Bears beat them last year, so Tampa Bay has got to get their revenge. Still no David Montgomery, I don't think so. Sunday night football, we have the 2-4 Indianapolis Colts taking on the 2-3 San Francisco 49ers.
I'm not rooting for either one of these teams. I really don't like either one of these teams. I'm not a Colts fan. I'm not a San Fran 49ers fan. But I guess I'm picking the Colts. I think they're the better football team. San Fran has more injuries than Portland Trailblazers usually do. They're banged up at all times.
I'm going with the Colts as well here. Got Jonathan Taylor in fantasy. Really going to need him to go off, especially after that trade I made. So, going with the Colts. Monday Night Football. Why is Seattle on Monday Night Football? They just had Sunday Night Football last week.
Dude,
it's so biased.
Some teams that are good get way too many prime time games.
Put the Falcons on Monday Night Football, bro.
We have like 4 really good fantasy players.
We have the 3-2 New Orleans Saints taking on the 2-4 Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going with the Seahawks in this game. They didn't look good last game. They just coming off a loss to Pittsburgh. Everybody hear that? Pittsburgh they lost to. I couldn't imagine. I'm kidding. We're going to go to Pittsburgh and probably see that same thing happen to our team. But I'm rooting for Seattle in this game.
Yeah, I'm also picking Seattle. Geno Smith is still going to be there, but they said that they might look to pick up a QB. So, maybe it was like just to compete with Geno Smith, maybe, but he hit one start and it's over.
He went from the best backup job in the NFL to not being a backup and a starter, and now he's not.
All I'm saying is Cam Newton is
free agent.
Is Seattle. Like, he fits the Seahawks, I think. So I'm going with the Seahawks here. Still got Alex Collins in fantasy. He had a good game last week. So that means that Denver-Cleveland Thursday Night Football is going to be our tiebreaker. And these tiebreaker games are quite important.
Yeah, apparently.
Out of our 6 weeks, we've had 3 ties. So,
which is more than we had all of last year, correct?
We probably had like 4 or 5. But
like 3 in the first 6
3 in the first 6
wild.
is pretty crazy. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for today's episode. Check us out on everything you already know, and we'll be back.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Bye.